No, you stop. One put it in anyway. You went in.
3D.
We did. Down with the cups. White, and you got that big thing in front of the doctor. Is that your house? I've been. It wasn't there.
You now call the order for roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Present. Trustee Jenkins Bell. Trustee Brooks.
Present. Yeah. Stand for our pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a motion for approval of the minutes. Fast, roll call, Madam Clerk. Roll call.
Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee James.
Both sides.
Trustee Cook.
I'd say, freedom.
No public comments, somebody got a sheet? The sign in sheet for the public? There's one. Ms. Howard?
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Good morning, His Honor. Good evening, His Honor, esteemed board and community members. We are currently occupying Suite 100. We just wanted to put on the record that we have served your community well. Every food drive that the village was gracious enough to host, we participated in. We rented the heavy equipment to help with the distribution of the food. We donated pallets of clean drinking water and educational materials. We completed a total gut of 100 town center. We removed 35,000 square feet of molded and asbestos-ridden ceiling tiles, walls, floors. We also had a major flood that set us back. We paid for dumpsters and additional heavy equipment. We only had the windows covered for our safety. But for the next 48 hours, we welcome the board, His Honor, community members to look in. You can see the work that we put in. If you remember what it looked like while it sat dormant and abandoned for 10 years, hopefully you will see the improvements that we made. We invested our hard-earned capital.
It's okay. It's okay.
We invested our hard-earned capital, our time, our resources, and our labor. We didn't receive a dime from the village. We are here to serve. We understand what was possibly being said, and so we just want you to look and see for yourselves. We also have a website, 100towncenter.com, where we will keep the community abreast to further developments. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Mr. Tillman.
Can we ask questions?
No, not from y'all.
This is all
With all due
I.
respect,
Ms. Moore,
You're not
we
taking
have-
questions?
Why is this going on? Now here we look at no vote show.
Okay. Ms. Gina Williams?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
you want to recommend?
Let's have some order.
They gone?
Yeah.
Say what he got to say and leave?
Yeah, he said taking no orders, he taking no questions.
He said he's not taking any
That's
questions?
what he said. We asked. I don't understand what this is all
They
about.
got the Tuesday. It's the alkaline company, y'all.
It's the African. What is the
Somebody
alkaline?
spoken just left?
Yes.
Alkaline company.
What's going on, Mayor?
Ms. Moore, please stop.
So-
It's not tonight.
I'm asking a question.
He left, Mayor. My question was gonna be, I seen the email he had sent. it was addressed to the village manager. No, it was addressed in reference to the village manager. I think it's more about litigation that they may be saying. What I would have asked, the question was, is he made promises to the community. Front out there, they were supposed to do. This facial, they were supposed to do. There was a lot that they were supposed to do. And I think that to come in and make that statement and leave, I have a problem with it. Not only that, I guess last board meeting, I made it clear that there are a certain amount of trustees that can't be together. He wanted to have a couple of trustees to come look. The only reason why I brought that up because Franklin was walking right out the door. I said, that man works at a school, he has to go. And pretty much I think everybody else was leaving. So I would have liked to have a conversation because if I'm not trying to remember the term of the lease of when does it end and what are we doing? I hear his tears. Well, no, I heard his tears. I didn't see because I was looking. I hear his tears, but also at the same time, I think we have questions. Is that him? It's not him. He had questions. I have questions. So man, it's no need to be just comment. I just wish he would have said something because he did send an email with photos, and one of the photos in the video, he made an allegation of the village manager harassing him in a red car. I just want to say that when I did see that video, that red car, that was before you all voted to pave town center. This was back when McMullen and Liz Williams was here. So if that was a complaint, Chief would tell you that's an old complaint, 2 years, 3 years old. You could have came in and said something then, and that was not on Ms. Scott. So it's just, I had a lot of questions. I've read the one page, but Ms. Scott wasn't on the email. And this was the moment to have the floor to have this conversation. But, I imagine he did work hard. If it was just him and his friend, I would cry too. Because we were told it would be a whole crew and they would be up and running in 6 months. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody was around.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not that old. I just turned 50, but I didn't lose my mind. I yield my time.
Christina Williams.
I like to know why we allowed to come up here.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, tell them about it.
And I'm shocked at everything that's transpired. I never did find out the name of the company. Well, I did find it out when it first came. I did look it up and it was like a Yelp account that they showed, but we never did really get to know them. Hours of operation, name of the business, never did see anybody going in, coming out. He did say he was gonna have customer service, about 10 people were gonna be hired. None of that ever happened. So I'm confused. Are y'all confused?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, Ms. Hyde, you weren't at the last meeting. And I was asking about the aqua relief program that recently ended. And with that being said, there's money still left from the snow removal program. So I don't know what your plans are for that, but I was hoping that we could either continue to help people with the aqua relief, or we could even go as far as help people with night court and Tom Air. Because at the last meeting, I said that my heat doesn't help everyone. You do have to be under a certain threshold to qualify. And I've had several neighbors say they were just $25 over that threshold. You couldn't qualify. So rather than see Tom Air coming out, shutting people's lights off because the weather's getting nicer, what are your plans for the other 150K?
I don't want to give you a solid answer now, so let me go back and review.
Okay.
But I'll provide an update.
Okay.
Because I know we did go a little over when we extended the water relief program. I believe we went over the amount that we were anticipating on spending. Okay.
Okay, and then I just want to say, Trustee Lewis did bring those forms. She had them at the town hall meeting. And those forms will help us to build our case for Aqua, so they're over here on the table, so everyone needs to fill one out or take one to a neighbor. But let's continue to fight Aqua and get what we deserve from them. Not bad water, not high rates, good water, low rates, minimum sewer charge.
Ma'am, that'd be recognized.
Yeah.
This guy, just a quick question, speaking of water. Do the people over on Cicero Apartments qualify for that program?
They should qualify, yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, is it just anybody that can qualify? They just apply, or they have to be, or they pass due?
So you're supposed to be past due and also disconnected.
But then we changed
Okay.
it.
Yes. And then people were sending people in, telling people that as long as you had a bill, that if you turned it in, some of the bills were 400, 300. You know, some people weren't disconnected, but they had high bills. I was kind of surprised they weren't disconnected. So we did try to service the residents, you know, because you're a University Park resident.
Is it possible for me to get the name of the individuals on the Cicero Apartments who we paid? That I can take a look at?
Let me look into that because I don't want to violate it.
But they taking money from the village.
Right, but I have to figure out also, you know, how to do that without exposing people's bills. But I'll see if I can get you that information. If I'm allowed to, I will do that.
You allowed.
Ms. Thompson, you still talking, that conversation?
No, Mayor, we go ahead and do that. If we can, I'll talk to you later about it.
Ms. Thompson?
Good evening, Mayor, Board,
Good evening.
staff, neighbors. So, while campaigning around the village, why do we have so much trash? We have so much trash. We have potholes that I can move one of my little grandkids in, standing water in potholes and in lawns. They look like little ponds. So mosquitoes will be coming soon, and that is a disease problem. So I just, want to know, does somebody in the public works or go around and survey the village to see what these problems are? It's terrible.
Thank you, Mrs. Jewell. Mrs. Jewell, I will say you have, the person who typically answers phones right now is off on maternity leave, but if you have specific areas that you can email to Matt or me, I will make sure that I follow up with Matt on that. Or you can also send Matt a direct email. And after the meeting, I'll give you my phone number.
Mary Ann Griffin?
Excuse me, Mayor, may I be recognized? As I'm outside walking the community, I am noticing an awful lot of trash, especially around Circle Drive. And I have also, notified Mr. Stacy as of yet. But, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it should be a daily ride-through of the community to see where we are and why it's so much trash throughout the community as small as this. So could you look into that, Ms. Scott? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, will do.
Ms. Alexander?
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, and board members. I am here to ask some questions. As you all may know, I'm trying to start the food drive. I am trying to start the food drive, and I have some questions that I need to ask the mayor, the village manager, and perhaps a couple of trustees. Now, in order for me to get this food drive going, I thought it was going to be very easy. But it's not as easy as I thought. So, oh, got it. I apologize. Which days and time is LIPA, or what's it called, LIPA? Is that here at Town Center?
Yes, on Tuesday.
Okay, that's Tuesday. Can I sit in on those meetings and bring my job? Let me just ask the questions and you all try to remember. I want to be able to sit in on that meeting with my judge and advise the flyers going to be this size. Okay. And can you just set on the front of the picture table on board over there? Can you have a jug there? And can you just sit at the village hall? And the last, this is for trustee, someone asked me that. Trustee Franklin, can a jug be a part of your year, your next event?
Absolutely.
Can we have a chat with that about that? Would you like to, please?
So when I met with you, Mrs. Alexander, I don't have an issue with it, but I don't advise you leaving the jug here because it's open.
Yeah.
And as we discussed, if you get one of those clear blue site, you know, with the lock on it that you'll see at gas stations and different, you know, stores where you can put the money in, that's one thing. And we would have to discuss that further if that looks like putting it at the front desk. But as far as the open jug, I'm just concerned about the cash and it being open, and I just don't advise that you leave it.
And, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have concerns about that. That's my only thing.
So, does anyone have any suggestion on what I could do with those jugs? I know I can't put it in the police department. I have a jug there now. As a matter of fact, I would appreciate it someone, if I'm here, sitting there, when I'm incoming, someone coming and sit with.
Should be safe at the police department. Right, Chief?
Yep.
I just started this, and I'm scared that it may not get off, because these are things I should have asked before I even thought about or doing. And then I have no place to put the jugs, and I need the flyers over there, or some of the businesses over here. They could see the time, I need to put the times and the date, and I just need to know when I can do this, or if I can do this. I'm trying to follow the law, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, what do you think?
Mayor, I think, if it's at Village Hall, it would be safe. I think if she placed it at, PD, I think it would be safe. I think anywhere else, I mean, I think that's just something that discussion. I mean, I think the village, pretty much as far as us, I mean, we're supportive when it comes to something with kids. I heard she mentioned Trustee Franklin. I mean, I think this is something that we will brainstorm just to find out where we can keep a judge that we can save, because I mean, we understand, you know, how it is, Ms. Griffin. We will, at least I can say those two locations, I know is a good place to have them. We'll try to do it. We'll try to figure out where else, because you have, is it one judge or multiple
I have
judges?
one, I was gonna have four.
Four?
However,
Okay,
because it's going so slow, I was just gonna keep it to two.
okay. I think as time go on, I think that, and it gets out there, like anything, and it gains traction, I wouldn't be discouraged by it. I would say that, you know, we gave two locations. If you would like to leave it at the police department, although people may come in and get a report, you know, you may not get that much traffic there, but say like the Village Hall, as a starting point, and just go from there. I think if we put a bunch of minds together, I think it would be a success. I wouldn't be discouraged. You're not gonna get a ton of pennies immediately, but yeah, I think if we start at those two locations at minimum, you know, I think we would have some success there.
So I want to share this with you guys. I am getting stuff, so they just don't know where to drop the keys off. So I'm very pleased and happy to present that to you guys. It will work. It's just that I thought I could do this by myself. I can. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
David said, okay.
Here with the trustees, residents, you all know, comment, but God asked me to, these residents make a request, and it's just completely ignored. And it's just, to me, it's very disrespectful. And I just think it's just very disrespectful when it's ignored, especially when it relates to things that are truly physical responsibility to this village. In January, I read a letter. It was on Zoom due to the fact that the facility was closed. I'm not gonna read this letter. I'm just gonna hit the key points that were discussed. And I was hoping that the date that we gave, we would receive a response by now. And this has nothing to do with the board. I understand it's election season. It is not your responsibility to do the work, but it is your responsibility to make sure that the work gets done. And if it's not being done, then there should be some type of repercussions for that. So as this went, I'm just gonna start here. Regarding the 2023 budget, we conceded that it was incorrectly prepared. The numbers being presented are clearly abstract, non-factual. But due to the levy concern, it needs to be passed. We're all in agreement. We as residents want to clearly acknowledge that fact and are requesting that the 2024 budget that is currently behind schedule, that was as of January, it was behind schedule, be prepared in accordance with regular budget standards by March 15, 2023. We are requesting that the 24 budget incorporates 17 of the 27 budget standards as such. We requested that it had a table of contents, strategic goals and strategies, priorities and issues, organizational chart, basis of the budget, financial policies, the budget process, 3 to 4 years of consolidated financials, including current to date financials, revenues and revenue projections for 3 to 5 years, long range financial plans, capital expenditures, debt schedule, unit goals and objectives, performance measures, statistical, supplemental section, graphs and charts, and making sure that it is understandable and usable. Please understand that any document presented without the 17 items of gold would be a complete waste of time and an additional embarrassment to this village. We continuously keep going down the same path. We can't get a budget done on time. May 1st is a new year. The 2024 budget has not been submitted. It has not even been reviewed. It hasn't been in any stages whatsoever. And it just behooves me how people can still be around, not doing the business of the business, but doing other things that are not related to the business. We need people in place, leadership that can move this village forward. So I'll stop right there.
Thank you.
Mayor, be recognized.
Mr. Sevier.
Oh, sure, I'll bring that right there.
No, could you email me to
Same time, no problem.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Sevier, as of January 7th, I took note, it was 2023. The 17 items that you asked for, I took the initiative to get a team of people together that care about this village, live in this village, and know about the finances of the village. And I have created the 2024 budget as of all of the 17 questions and asked. And I have composed of it like this, and I will also pass it around to the board and the residents that need it in the audience. So it basically discusses the plan, and it also includes the budget and how it was done and how it could only be 95% accurate because it was on the audit from the audit of 2019, 20, 21, and 22 has not been completed. And I don't know where they are as of right now. Transparency and accountability is what this village needs to start being responsible with. Also, because our levy was not passed on time or filed on time, we took the initiative to add an additional 5 years. Now, please remember, these numbers are 95% accurate, and we don't have 100% because some of the documentation was not there. That includes all of our legalities as well. So I will give this to the clerk and have her read it into the record, and I will pass out copies of this at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Hasn't been done yet?
No.
Mr. Morgan?
So I mean, do you have a copy I can look at that?
Yes, they was memo, and you wouldn't even have finance meetings, was it? You won't be at any meeting that the public was at. Let's talk back.
Go ahead, Mr. Walker.
I want to give out this, the manager of the controller's office, June Canelli. I'm gonna give a phone number out too. Please write this number down. Area code 312-814-4782. 312-814-4782. She sent me just while I've been sitting here. Sent me saying that the audits and the tips hasn't been done since 20, 21, 22. I don't understand that. This is from the comptroller's office. This is the manager of the state comptroller's office. That right here. Don't understand that. Ms. Scott, Ms. E. So, Mayor, your report that you did, you lied on? With the Southtown?
Say that to me, Ms. Walker. We did 16, 17, 18, and 19, and 20 is complete. We came in with
So,
6 years delay.
Ms. Canelli is lying?
So Mr. Nelson is not telling the truth.
Ms. Canelli is lying?
Control.
It's right here.
We need a forensic audit. That's what we need.
We
We need a forensic audit.
She said.
I know it's election time, you know.
To give her-
It's not
to give-
election time.
No,
It's
it's not
time
election
to
time.
address
I know
our
your
financial
That's
issues.
no you.
That's
It's
the
got- it's a year after you. I gave you 1 year. I want to see how you do. After that year, you failed me. And I've been on you like white on rice. Because you're playing with my money and all of our money. You're lying on our money. You said in the Southtown. In the Southtown. I wrote back to the Southtown and told them, along with news, you're out of my household. You cannot be, you're not credible. Among other things I said. But this is from, I can't get over it, from the comptroller, June Canello, Canello. She says, ask her for UP ARS and tips report.
What years are those, Ms. Morgan? You said 20 and 21.
20, 21, and 22.
Thank you very much. Ms. Robin Walker?
You need that number again?
No.
You already know? Oh, I understand.
Hello, Robin from baseball president. My question is just for the board. I just need a quick clearance and an okay approval to go ahead and get started utilizing all 3 baseball fields. Also permission to maintain, renovate, and purchase any additional enhancements for beautification, as far as like dugouts, shed, bleachers, and that. Village manager is already aware of this, but I just wanted to get approval today, if I can.
Ms. Walker, I just got your text maybe about 2 hours ago. I do agree. Let me ask this, I'm sitting here, you want to make sure just to renovate, maintain, and pretty much get ready for the season.
Right, because we have, village manager has started, working. We have been in cahoots and talks with PTL. It's just like, it's a slower process, so I need to start doing things right now. You know, to make sure this April 1st is coming in 2 days. So get started.
Right, right, which means you gotta turn over, get the sand and everything over.
Paul is gonna be doing that, per village manager.
And part of it is the weather. So we've had some really funky weather lately with the snow and the cold. Yeah, so that's also been, so that's been a little bit of an issue, but I've been in contact with Paul, you've been in contact, so, and we're getting ready to have another meeting, so we'll make sure it's done.
So it's okay from the board that I go ahead.
So the price,
No, from my end, not from the village.
okay,
manager.
yeah, I don't
just
have a
need
problem
permission
with
to do that.
utilizing the fields, but let's,
No, to do shed, purchase shed and actually, different things, dugouts, those types of things to enhance the building.
That's no problem. Reach out to me tomorrow, just so we can make sure we're on the same page, okay?
Okay, so, okay, thank you.
With the village, Robin, real quick, will the village be incurring any cost for the shed?
No, that'll be
Okay, I just want to
whatever
make
you
sure.
guys can do.
Yeah,
we'll
I just want to
discuss
make sure.
Whatever I need.
Okay, no problem.
And are you guys in the park horse baseball league?
No, we're in Pre-Moni, we're with Pre-Moni and University Park.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Will can lead.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That ends our public comments. I'd like to have a motion from the board to maybe table item F2A and item 3B. Yeah. That was resolution.
So Mayor, I would like to go ahead and if the board doesn't object, make a motion to table F2A and F3B.
That's second by trustee Bowden. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis.
Both sides.
This is F2B, I'm sorry.
It's 3G.
3B, I think it is. Yeah, I got both sides.
Trustee Bowden. Trustee McFadden.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Both sides.
Trustee Cruz.
Both sides.
I vote aye, Madam. Okay, is there a motion to continue with the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor,
It says it right here, unaudited.
for,
For 20, trustee.
if I can pull F2, I would like to pull
Does the rest of the board?
F2D and F2E. Question, wait a minute. I know it's not a discussion, but I think we're supposed to go further than F2E. I want to make sure that I missed that in the last. I think we're supposed to go. I want to make sure. I thought we were supposed to.
Everything else here was approved by the committee.
I can't hear what you're saying, trustee Brooks.
Can't hear you, Brooks.
Oh, the general guy. So we did discuss the square footage, am I correct?
And he agreed to go up to $850 a month.
Is that for 1 year or two?
They're like two small studios, quarter the size of this for both units. It's literally less than, I think, 900 square feet. It's a roughly 900.
Okay, so Madam Clerk, yeah, I would just be pulling only one. It would be F2D. I couldn't remember if we had F2E. It's not in my notes. I thought we discussed it. We're gonna do square footage, but I'm okay with the general office. So F2D, D David.
Any particular reason, what changed since the town meeting, trustee?
If I'm not mistaken, if you pull it, you don't have to discuss it right now. You discuss it when it's motioned up. Right?
No, not right. You pull it, then just ask me why you pull it. For discussion first.
Yeah, but it has to be, go through the motion, right?
No.
Right. We've been doing it. pull anything from an item, a trustee can pull anything from an item.
I'm just asking for a reason.
Well, you get my reasons when we get the motion up,
If it passes.
if it passes.
There's a motion on the floor.
No, no.
No, no, no.
No.
No, you're right.
Yeah. No, you the one, you the chair. Get it right.
And I'll be recognized. I want to pull. Have to be for further discussion.
Was there a question? I didn't hear the question. Why are we looking at each other? Is there a question? I mean, everybody's been looking back and forth. Right on my head.
Now I need a motion for the consent agenda. Those items that were included, with the exception of those items that was just.
So moved. Let's get the business going. So moved.
So what happened? They can pull those items, make a motion, other items that weren't pulled, then come back to you. So the items will be on there will be
Who is he talking?
F2C, F2E.
I thought this was a
We weren't invited.
They was
There
full.
were.
No, not while I'm at the table.
C and E is on the consent. Right.
Yep, there's a motion, what's the second? Second? Roll call, Madam Clerk. Trustee Lewis. Trustee Frank. Trustee Cole. Trustee Greenback. Trustee King. Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Both sides. Now let's go back to the item F2B.
It would help if they got all these mics.
So the motion.
We cannot hear what you all are saying.
No? No. We pulled for discussion, so let's discuss it now. We pulled it for discussion. Item F2B, let's start there. Which was a resolution approving and authorizing the Bass Group as lobbyists.
I'm trying to have total understanding on how we need a lobbyist group right now, and our finances are in disarray. Our children have nothing. Our seniors have nothing. Our roads are ragged. We have all of these different things going on, and the only thing we can come up with is bringing a lobbyist to the table. We have an attorney that has allowed the ICC to get a 200% increase on water, and now we want to do something with a lobbyist. Are you kidding me? We need to do what we need to do to secure the finances of this village. That's first and foremost. And make sure that our children are taken care of and public safety is taken care of. This is what is in the forefront of that needs to be discussed and needs to be done. A lobbyist, lobbyist is the last thing we need. The attorney we were hired that we're paying $5,000 a month should be lobbying in that way. We're giving them $5,000 a month.
Well, anybody have any comments? Because I blatantly disagree, because we need help in Springfield. If we ever gonna get away from aqua water, we need somebody that's there 4 times a week. And it was fine and dandy when it was fine in here because you're approved before to go on. But I understand you have to make your political stances right now because this is the platform. But a lobbyist is an investment in the community of this community. So $18,000 a year for multiple opportunities for millions of dollars coming to our community. moving forward, it's not a bad investment for people's tax dollars.
So Mayor, I disagree with you because $18,000, you didn't even want to give the children $18,000.
Well,
So
it's-
you didn't want to do that.
So trustee, it's
So
kind of
I'm
hard when you
looking
guys
at-
get kicked out of the Park Forest Baseball League.
I didn't get kicked out of the Park Forest Baseball League. And you need to get your facts straight, Mr. Mayor. You never visited one of the games to see what was going on. You want to talk about it, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. You want to be disrespectful, we can go there.
We're not
Because
gonna-
what you're doing,
I'm not-
Mr. Mayor, you didn't do for the children, but you'll do for.
Trustee, give me a second now, respect the chair. We're not gonna have a debate out here. We're trying to conduct the business of the village. All right? Let's move forward. Let's not make it seem like we're not concerned about our residents. Stop the deal with that nonsense. We're talking about item F2B, a resolution approving the back of lobbyists. Either you support it or you don't.
He's against the children joining Creek, Monique, and University Park together, all together. We beg for money, but.
Stop lying to the people. That's not what we
You
said.
know what? That's what you just said, Mr. Mayor. Like you said, the audits were done in the newspaper and they're not done.
Trustee, this is a topic regarding business, not nonsense. And don't keep lying to the people out there. It's bad enough you out there lying to the people. So we're talking about this resolution approving and authorizing the basket as a lobby. Do you support the basket as a lobby or no? Are you gonna invest in the future of changing our water system or are you not? Are you gonna invest in getting programs for our children? Are you not? Are you gonna invest in getting money from Springfield? Are you not? Simple yes and no.
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to go with the point of order. I wanted to make sure, because when you call the roll, it would have been already up. Right, am I mistaken? Right, so I just want to make sure, if I'm not mistaken, attorney, when it had to come up with a first and second motion, and then when it was over, it would have went into discussion, and then when it was over, the mayor would have called the roll, right? Am I correct? Yeah, called the question. So I just want to make sure we didn't do the motion so we can, because at this point, really, it's just like in a minute, the mayor can just call the roll, but no one really motioned. That's what I'm going with.
We just in discussion right now.
Right, but it had to do it first and second, so we can go into discussion for the Robert Rules order. Because when he's ready, I mean, this trustee is ready, so I think trustee is ready to vote. So I'm just saying, I want to make sure that it was done correctly.
So this is what we're gonna do
Yeah.
right now. We're gonna ask for a motion
Right.
to see if we're gonna approve item F2B, a
Right.
resolution approving and authorizing the basket as a lobbyist. Is there a motion? Moved by trustee Franklin, is there a second? Second by trustee Lewis. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Trustee Franklin. Trustee Bolden. Trustee McFadden. Trustee Jenkins.
Votes no.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes no.
Mayor Bruce.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. What's that? Votes aye.
Good as gold. GOLD. That is the resolution for
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That was just the resolution number, what is Madam Clerk? 202-311. Okay,
Yeah, just motion it up, man.
no.
So we can
I'm
go
talking
right through it.
about- Talk about trustee, the Terrico agreement.
Right. It's supposed to be motion, right?
No, it's a discussion right
I
now.
mean, because, y'all already know my position about Terrico. I mean, we really don't want to go there.
All right, is there a motion for resolution F2 authorizing and approving the second amendment to the Terrico incentive agreement? Moved by trustee Lewis. Second by trustee Bolden. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Lewis. Trustee Franklin. Trustee Bolden. Trustee McFadden. She was quiet. Trustee Jenkins Bill.
Votes no.
Trustee Brooks.
Votes no.
Both sides. All right. Okay, new business bills payable. All right. General fund, 362,234.32, road and bridge, 4,810.12, town center fund, 810, capital project fund, 2,898.90, and the payroll fund, 3,634.83, with a total of 374,388.17. Is there a motion? Moved by trustee Lewis, second by trustee Mosley. Question?
I would like to pull check 109868 for $48,166.66. CHW Management Group, 109868. Also,
What was the amount on that?
what I'm trying to truly understand is if, of course, this contract is up, and it was up as of January 30th. Question, why are we still paying a golf course that's not open and that is not under contract? This is my question.
That's right. It's close.
Is there an answer?
Be recognized, Mayor.
Go ahead, trustee.
The second one, my colleague pulled 109,868. I'm also gonna pull 109,867. I'm seeing this every so often on the bill. I know we give them 18,000 every 3 months, but what is the 22,000? Yeah, the restaurant is not open, so we give them the 48,000 and the 22. And I had seen it consecutively. Madam Village Manager.
This is true.
This picture's right about there. 22 plus the 40.
So trustees,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
so yeah, I guess it's on a month-to-month basis, not I guess, because we haven't terminated the contract, and it still continues on a month-to-month basis. Until we decide to terminate the contract, that's the legality.
I thought that contract.
What is this lawyer's name? What's your name, sir?
Joe Miller.
Ma'am, may be recognized. This is Manager Scott.
He's never introduced himself. Learn who he is. I asked the question.
Oh, Ms. Manager Scott.
Hopefully I would have to be participant. My name is Howard Brooks.
Howard.
Broken,
Yes,
Howard. Brooken?
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Manager Scott, I need to know, have you received any expenditure reports from the golf course within the last 3 months? Yes, and I'm working with John Cascara's office to decipher that now. And also I did request some additional paperwork from them and some additional financials. As additional, we did, yes, we did have an initial meeting with them.
And after reviewing the financials, I did request additional financial paperwork. Now, my question, my observation is that it is closed. Deer Creek did 35,000 rounds of golf last year. Did they tell us what Deer Creek, what did University Park do this past year? Because we're just curious. We're paying all of these taxpayer dollars out to this golf course that we see no one at constantly and consistently all the time. Yeah. Now, obviously, they had some form of an event this past weekend. There was cars to boot. Now, my question is that when they're having all of these functions that they're having, are they giving any of the revenue that they're getting back to the village? Because I'm looking at this situation and saying, we're paying them $70,000 a month, and then we're letting them keep their revenue as well. Because we, however much it is, I mean, we gave them $117,000 almost a month ago. So my thing is we're giving them money. Are we receiving anything from the money that we're giving them? That's the question. It was a repass. So we should have some form of revenue coming in because we haven't seen anything for our investment. What are we getting?
So I think
And
that,
Deer Creek was open and functioning and operating yesterday. So we're trying to sit here and figure out, this is using the taxpayers' dollars in this way? Unacceptable.
I don't understand how come the trustees don't say anything. What is wrong? What is wrong, Janelle? What is wrong, Shirley? What is Janelle?
Ms. Morgan.
I would not take down. So we give it away like that.
Ms. Morgan.
Janelle,
Ms. Morgan.
Shirley,
Ms. Morgan.
Tutu. You gonna get put out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I be listening.
Ms. Morgan.
What? I'm sorry.
Can I?
Won't say a word. You should try it right there. You won't say a word.
All right. So we know
Won't say a word.
items up
Why
here.
did you run? Why did you run?
She gotta go, Chief. She gotta go. She gotta go. Come on.
You're gonna put one on taxpayers out. Are you kidding?
She gotta go.
Well, she's acting.
You know what?
We're not gonna do that. There were two items that were asked to be removed. Any other questions regarding that? But, all right, roll call, Madam.
Both sides. Both sides.
Votes aye to pay the bills. All right, any public comments? Board comments. Board comments. Reports.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor. I'll be very short, which I know that's impossible. You see, I got my time lady here tonight. Okay. So, no, I just want to say that as a village, it's possible the next couple of days that when we have campaign season, the village become more emotional. Maybe that would be the word. I was just encouraged that everyone, please understand that this is a process. Sometimes it reminds me of the Cook County side of voting in Chicago. However, thought I get a chuckle out of that one. But yeah, sometimes, yes, it's worse than the city of Chicago. But I would like to say that for all the residents, I would like to say that let's follow the words of Madam Clerk and allow everyone to campaign, open the door, see what the candidate's about, you know, and let's do what's best for University Park and move forward. So until we meet again, I would like to say that just the bad part. Last Saturday, I was not at home, but the address was 619 Old Forge Lane. Shot up the house over 20+ times. Okay. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. The sad part about it, it started, left, came back exactly 1 hour and 20 minutes later and shot it up again. So I had the privilege, or I had the honor of having a squad car sit down from the street from me. And University Park, I told you a long time ago, I worked the streets of Harvey for a decade. It's the last time I'm gonna say it before anything. I told you when I see it again, I'm gonna sound the alarm.
Sound it.
The alarm has been sounded. There's too many people that are complaining about shots being fired. We do need to get something going with our kids. I do want to say my colleague, Trustee Franklin, I always have much respect for him because even when we were looking at the IHSA certifications, you know, it's sad, Trustee Franklin, it's not enough men in this town that's to coach football or any type of sport for our kids, and that's sad. Trustee Franklin, myself, 2 other men are certified to actually get out there and deal and coach our kids. And this is in a nationwide database. He knows what I'm talking about. So we need to step up a little bit more. We have a lot before us. But one thing that I would like to say is that if you see something, say something, because we are at the point that the future is uncertain. But it is up to this board to make sure these things, or a new board as well, to come in and make sure, whether it's new mayor or not a new mayor, we all still have to function because that is democracy. My first uniform had a flag on it. Gotcha. First uniform got a flag on it. I know some people have a feeling about the American flag, but one thing I would say is that we Americans, we need to take care of each other. When it's a time of war, we do come together. Even if there's war in the streets, we come together. As legislators, we come together. As people, we come together. And that, I want to say that University Park, I do see something good these past 6 months. The more and more we are at the doors. And one thing I would say is that I don't think University Park would ever let us down. Because when they come out to speak, they speak. And I believe they will be speaking. And with that, I yield my time, my famous words.
Mayor, have you recognized?
Go right ahead, Trustee Jenkins.
I wanted to say thank you to each and every last board member up here. I want to give a great respect to Donzel Franklin, who has been extremely advocating for our children that pass the time we all know and dream. He's turning our young boys from boys into men and putting them on the right path. We just ask God to cover him
keep him strong on his endeavors when it comes down to our children in the village. I agree with you, Trustee Franklin, for putting so much time and effort into our children that I was inspired to join him in that effort with the baseball organization. And we've done that for 3 years now and counting. When it comes down to the political aspect of this election coming up and all of these different things that are going on, I would like you to know that I will always be integrity filled and do this with a level of respect to all of my opponents as they sit at this board table. When it comes down to the community and what it needs, it's my purpose and my passion on this board or off of this board to continue the work that I do because I love this community. Thank you.
So a couple of things real quick. First, I just want to say to the board members up here and to the ladies and gentlemen that are running for office, I want to make a point of something that is so much needed within the community, and that's a point of a unification. I can say the 4 years that I've been up here, I've never argued, disrespected, or anything to that nature with any of my colleagues, and that's important. And I want to encourage whoever sits in these seats, if you can only imagine the power we would have if we all work together as a board. I've only seen it done in spurts. Since I've been coming to board member meetings, I've only seen it done in spurts. I've never seen it consistent. And I spoke last meeting about, this evil spirit of us blocking things just because who it comes from, whether it's good or bad, but it only hurts the entire community. And that's sad. It's sad. It's a spirit of division in our community like none other.
It is, that feels important.
And it breaks my heart to see it because this is a community that I grew up in. And if you think about the love you have for the community that you grew up in, you understand how I feel about UP. It's unfortunate. But I encourage whoever sits in these seats, if you are able to put your pride aside and work together, because even though I disagree with people on the board, whether in open session or closed session, I've never disrespected nobody. Because I have a level of respect that you all are willing to put this village on your back. A lot of people complain, but to step up and really put this on your back is something different. It's something different. So I appreciate y'all. A couple of things coming up. So on April 15th, we're hosting a mentoring event for the young ladies in the community. And man, we already have a great turnout. The young ladies are signing up left and right. I'm excited about this event. It's gonna be hosted at Creekwood High School. Another effort to bring together the community and the school district. And this effort is beginning to gain momentum. We're also planning another health and wellness fair. Where hopefully we'll be able to get some lead screening for the children within the village. We haven't solidified a date just yet, but we're working on that, and hopefully that'll be toward the end of April. And finally, to the lady who challenged my ballot, I wanted to know that me not being up here is losing a person that has no alternative motives. Most politicians don't have that. Losing me is losing somebody that loves this community
as if I was born and raised here, and grew up here, because that's me. And I want her to know that you hurt the community when you lose me.
Yes, yes.
And that's a fact. So to challenge my ballot to all my supporters, because now the word is out that I'm not running, I'm getting 1,000 phone calls. So let me be clear, my ballot was challenged because Coach Tutu was on the ballot. And Coach Tutu was on there last time. But it's a legality to where a coach can't be on there, so they challenged my ballot because of that. And it wasn't even her. Somebody put her up to it because people talk. So it wasn't hard to find out what really happened. But you know, I took it as a sign from God. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna spend money to get a lawyer and fight when I don't have to sit up here to fight for my community. I don't have to be up here to fight for my community. I did it before I set up here. So it don't stop me. And when I think about all the powerful Black leaders that didn't need a political seat to fight for their community, I'm that guy. So if anything, this man put me in a box to slow me down. So I'm good. I'm good. And somebody told me, you know, if Obama would have did what you did, we would have never had the first Black president. And you know what I say to that? Obama almost lost his wife through the politics. The things that Obama's children went through the politics, I'm not willing to sacrifice that for my family. Because I'm tired of the hatred that my wife had to be exposed to. And my children, just because I'm serving, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The lies, the hate, the foolishness at the meetings, it's sickening. So I just want to encourage you all that if you're sitting up here, the spirit of unity can change things for this community. It's too much pride. And it continues to hold us back, the same cycle of failure. But the difference is, from the past to now, we got a new monster, and that's this gun violence. We got a new monster, which is the water crisis. That's a new monster. And if we don't come together on those two new monsters, that's over with. So I love y'all, man. And just know this, I'm shifting, I'm pivoting. As long as I'm here though, I'm gonna have an impact. And I'm probably gonna have more of an impact than I had when I was up there, because now I feel a little more freedom to do what I want to do, how I want to do it. I ain't gotta answer all these questions and be all the scrutiny and all that mess. I can just do what I want to do for these kids. And ain't nobody gotta ask me where the mentors background check or did this and did everything I do, somebody gotta ask a question. I'm doing it for the kids. So I'm good. I'm not, take me out the box and let me go. And that's how I feel. Thank you all. God bless.
That said, please fill out your forms for the ICC to take care of that monster that he mentioned for the water. Let's do that as collectively as a village, because we all fight for clean water. There are many people in this village with many ailments, and we're fighting for them, the children, ourselves. So let's fill out those ICC forms. Let's get together. Let's do what we need to do to fight these monsters, as well as the gun violence. We also need to get that together as well.
One last thing. So at my next meeting, I'll let you guys know for my supporters. I'll let you know who challenged my ballot. And I'll let you know her address. So if y'all want to have any questions, because you don't get the opportunity to throw rocks and hide your hands. So if you're watching and you want to come to the meeting so you can answer some questions to why you challenged my ballot, that'd be great. But if not, I'm gonna let my supporters know, you know what I mean? Who challenged my ballot? And maybe they can study all these calls that I'm getting. Maybe they can ask you why you challenged my ballot. Because you knew my name was Coach Tutu when I was in your driveway playing basketball with your son growing up. So you know who I am. Or you knew I was Coach Tutu when me and my son dug you out 2 winters ago. When we had that big snowstorm. That was me. So just in case you didn't know.
Madam Clerk?
Mine will be very brief, but piggybacking on Coach Tutu, we love you. Let's all remember this as a community, as a family, as friends. Together we stand, divided we fall. So there is no I in team. So we as a people need to come together, respect each other, and remember the good book says, love ye one another. It didn't say like you. So you don't have to like somebody. But if you love them with the love of God, you will respect them. If you respect them, but first, you've got to start with respecting yourself. God bless. Don't forget to vote. I'm not going to tell anybody who to vote for, but I am going to say I marched with Martin Luther King Jr. My grandfather passed away at 102 years old in Mississippi and never had the right to vote. I remember my parents in Arkansas having to pay poll tax for the right to vote. There is too much that we can control if we realize we have a moral obligation to those who brought us this far, to register, to vote, to love each other, and be free. But remember this, freedom isn't free. See you at the polls on April 4th.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Move. Second. Yes. All right, trustee McFadden, I'm sorry.
I would just like to thank Trustee Franklin for the words he said. We need to work together. Trustee Franklin is my faith brother at Faith Movers Church, so I support him 100%. And when we're here in these meetings, he always, at the end of the meeting, he puts it all in perspective. And we're truly gonna miss that. And whatever went on, I hate that. And I hate we're not gonna have him with us next term. But God got better plans for you. And I just want to say, we all love you. We're gonna miss you. And keep doing what you're doing. We're there to support you. Amen.
Motion to adjourn.
So move.
All in favor? Opposed? None?